an overview of the logic page. So let's dive right into it. The first thing you see here is a progress guide. So if I toggle that on and then scroll down and click save, then we head back over and refresh. You see right here, there's no progress bar at the top. Once I refresh this page, you'll see now we've got a progress bar. And then this basically just tracks, the user's progress through the form, basically. It's very basic, but that's the first thing. You've got the booking feature. This is pretty obvious. This allows the user to book or to not book. If you want to allow scheduling, soft scheduling, then you can toggle it on. If not, toggle it off. Enable a cart feature. This is where it kind of goes along with the booking feature, the cart feature. If you want users to be able to choose, like for example, if they selected 3 services with the Autobidder initially, once they've gotten their pricing, if they decide they only want to book one of the services, this would allow them to only book one of the services. Here we've got the title section. I'll just give this a test title just so you can see. I'll call it test title. I got to head down and click save. Let's go ahead and refresh it again, just like we did previously. And you'll see now it says test title. So you can put whatever title you want right there. And then these other titles that you see, they basically just apply to different sections. So this is the initial title. You can also add a little subtitle as well. It goes right underneath it. Configuration title, contact title, and then pricing page title. Pretty straightforward. I think you'll pick that up pretty easily. Next, you've got the secondary button. So this is the button that shows after the user has gotten their pricing or after they've booked, depending on whether you have that set up or not. It's the last thing they'll see, and you can make a button say whatever you want and then link it to whatever you want. This is where I tend to recommend linking to a thank you page or to a what to expect page. I'll show you how I have this one set up. So this is, for exterior cleaning, this is the thank you page. It just says a few tips to prepare for your soft washing service, and then it just explains to the customers some things that they can do to prepare, right? It just kind of improves that user experience. Now we've got the lead capture message. So this is the message that once a lead comes through or once a user has gotten their pricing information, they'll see this little message, and then they'll also see this thank you message at the end. Pretty basic, straightforward. Bundle pricing. This is can be a little bit complicated, so I'll do my best to explain it. So it's pretty straightforward. I mean, you could set the minimum number of services, and I should probably extend this to allow you to select more, but basically, if I have this set to 2 services, I can set a bundle discount, right? So if I want it to be 5%, whatever, 10% is pretty common, 5%, 4%, whatever. So if they book 2 or more services, they get a whatever discount you set. Obviously, that incentivizes customers to book multiple services so that you hopefully generate more revenue. If you don't want it, just toggle it off, and there's no booking, there's no bundling feature. And in fact, let me show you how that looks on the pricing page. So let's just turn this up to 10%. Let me head back down and click save. Let's go refresh the page. And then let's go ahead and select 2 services, house washing and roof cleaning. Let's say 2-story, 1,200 square feet, vinyl siding. How many sides need washed? Let's say it's a full house wash. Roof area, let's say 1,200. Let's say it's flat. Let's say it's asphalt shingle, 2 stories, and then no walkout basement. Just going to go through this like a normal user would. I'm going to go ahead and click submit. Our price is ready. Okay, now you see $369 for house wash, $648 for roof cleaning. But if you come down here, it says total. You can see bundle discount, right? $102. So it says sales tax. We'll get into that in just a second as well. But you can see here the subtotal would be $1,000. After the bundle discount, it'd be $970, and after tax has been added. Then we've got these other discounts too. We're going to get into that in just a minute. The recommended add-ons, that applies to each service. We won't get into that, but let's go ahead and continue down. So that was the bundle discount. Pretty straightforward. Now we've got customer discounts. So just where you saw right here, where you see military discount, if a user's in the military, they can select that. Elderly discount. Those are the ones that I have turned on. You can see here, you can add whatever discounts you want. So I added military and elderly, but you can delete those if you want. You can add other ones. You can change the percentage if you want to do 20% for military, 5%, whatever. You can also turn on bundles, discount stacking. So discount stacking would be if a customer is elderly and military, they select both, they would get 20% off instead of 10% off. So that's how that would work. Pretty basic, pretty straightforward as to how that works. And here you've got some information to help you. Now we've got guide videos. So you may have noticed these videos up here, the pricing page. I just put the same video in just as a test, or as just make sure it works correctly. But you can see here, this is what that video would look like if you have one on the quote page. Now, ideally, right here, you'd make a video explaining to the customers what to expect, how your pricing works, what to do next, so on and so forth. You'd add a video to the homepage, or not the homepage, but the first page that they see. Then in this case, it's the pricing page, and you can also put one on the booking page. So I believe here, let's say I want to go ahead and schedule a service. You'll see here, this is the booking schedule service video, right? Now it's the same video. Ideally, when you set it up, you'd make this a different video, but that's how that would work, right? Okay, and then here, let's show you how that thank you button would work, right? Schedule. Actually, I think I toggled the video, or I toggled the thank you page off, it looks like, but it would show up right here, and then you click it and then take them to the page showing them what to expect next, right? So that's the guide videos, pretty basic. Sales tax, you guys saw that on the previous form, on the pricing page there. You saw the sales tax percentage. You can toggle that off if you don't want to show it. Then you can set the rate to whatever you want, call the label again, whatever you want. Pricing disclaimer, this is actually somewhat important. I should have had it turned on. This is basically just telling your customers, hey, this is just an estimate. We're still going to confirm the price. We're going to verify your information, and then we're going to get back to you with, to either confirm or to ask more information. Okay, so that's this disclaimer message. Very basic, very straightforward. Now you've got the lead contact information. This is where you decide what information you want to select or collect from the customer. We have set up just very basic, your basic lead contact info, name, email address, phone number, address. There's a notes field, how did you hear about us field, and an image upload option. My personal recommendation is to leave that turned off. I understand why you want to keep this on, and that's why we added it, because there are some people who really do want to have that on, and I understand tracking your KPIs is important. But I also think there's other ways of doing it. You can view your traffic sources and so on. But in case you want it, we have these. If there's any fields you feel like are missing, if you feel like there should be others, please fill out a support portal and ask us about it, and there's a good chance we can get it added for you. And then last but not least, we've got location-based pricing. So right here, you set your business address, or you can even just put a town, whatever your primary location is. And this is a little bit complicated, so I want to break it down as best I can. So this is where you're going to set your radius. Let's say you want to have a 50-mile service radius. All right. Anyone within that 50-mile radius is going to get your default pricing. Anyone outside of that radius, you have two different ways of doing it. You can either charge a fixed dollar per mile. So let's say if someone is 10 miles out of your range, this is where you set your price per mile. So if you were to put this up to $1 per mile and they're 10 miles out, say they're 60 miles away, they would pay an additional $10. You can set this all the way up to $10 per mile. So if they're 10 miles outside of your range, they would pay an extra $100. There's another way you could do this, which is percentage per mile. You can go up to 5%. So again, if in this case, it shows you right here, if a person is 10 miles outside of your range, let's say we set this up to, 0.5. If they're 10 miles outside of your range, they're going to pay an extra 5%. So if your quote was $1,000, they're going to be quoted $1,050. So that's how that works when it sets price, price outside of your service range. A little bit complicated, but I think you sort of get the point. And you can toggle that feature off as well, just like with every other feature. And so that pretty much does it, guys, for the Logic tab. Again, if you feel like we're missing anything, or if there's anything that would make it easier for you, or that you think is vital to the tool, please let us know. I'd be happy to listen. And hope this video helped. Hope you have a great rest of your day.